So I beat Diablo 4's main campaign in about 20 hours of in-game playtime. Of course, this includes side quests, this includes exploration, but I didn't do a ton of that. If you end up speedrunning Diablo 4's main questline, it'll probably take you anywhere from 12 to 15 hours. If you take it more casually, doing some other side stuff, it'll probably take you about 20 hours like me. And if you really like doing side content in Diablo 4, it could take you 30, 40 hours, but I would recommend everyone complete the main campaign in Diablo 4 before venturing on to their side content too much, as World Level 3 is locked behind completion of the main questline, as well as a bunch of open world general exploration and new objectives. So I would recommend you complete the campaign first, do some side quests, do some side exploration, just do not put 20 hours into that, because you're going to end up where the final boss is level 45 and you're 60 and you're on world level like 2 and everything's really low level, so wouldn't recommend it. So let's talk about Diablo 4. This is a general review. Is the game worth your money? Should you buy it? Let's talk about that. Let's find out. It is a big game, to say the least. Starting off, you see the big world map, and the open world exploration will probably take you 100 hours alone to complete. With all side quests, with all side content, it maybe could take 150, 2 hours. If you know what you're doing, it'll take less time, but what I'm trying to say is the world is big and there is a lot to do. So if that's what you want to do, hey, you're going to be a pretty happy camper. But let's talk about how the general gameplay cycle will go. In Diablo 4, it is an ARPG, so you're going to complete the main quest line, right? You're going to get XP, you're going to get loot, and you're going to have that constant progression forward with loot, levels, and gear. You're going to complete the main storyline, you're going to do side quests and exploration, that's going to level you up. Then you're going to do the endgame open world objectives, that'll level your gear up, level your character up, and then you'll just continually push forward trying to do more damage, hit higher numbers, and get better gear. That generally tends to be the Diablo ARPG general gameplay cycle. You keep getting levels, keep getting Paragon levels, keep getting like enhanced higher levels and higher gear, to a point where you're just incredibly strong, and then enemies start scaling higher. I don't know if Diablo 4 will be like Diablo 3 with torment levels, but we'll have to see. Our world levels, who knows, right? I remember being on Rift like maybe 20, 30, who knows at Diablo 3, so if it has the similar progression there, then you're gonna constantly just try to get stronger, okay? That's usually how these type of games go, and overall, it's usually pretty fun. You're gonna wanna just farm up as much as you can, and from there, it's pretty open to what you feel like doing. So that's gonna be the general gameplay cycle. If you like the gameplay in the background, I'm playing a Necromancer, that's how that looks. There are 5 classes on release of the game: Rogue, Necromancer, Sorcerer, Sorceress, there's Druid, and there's also Barbarian. All classes are worth playing, all classes are good, but there are of course min-maxed metas of what the best class is at any moment. So as always, keep that in mind, but you're good to play anything. It really doesn't matter as long as you like how the character looks like its kit. You can do whatever you feel like. So that's the generals around the gameplay of Diablo 4. I think generally on that aspect, the game is worth it. It's a fun ARPG. You can sink a ton of time into it. If you like Diablo 3, if you like Path of Exile, this will probably be your style of game. But is the story worth it? Well, starting off, the story is pretty much what you expect. World-ending shenanigans going on, you have to protect the world. You meet people and key characters that are big and inspirational on your journey, that change how things go, and you continually kill demons and progress through there. It's pretty cookie cutter, all things considered, and really like nothing outside of your expectations too hardcore probably happens, but that's kind of like no shit, it's a world-ending building story. What else could they do? It's a good story and I liked it. I did enjoy it. 7, 8 out of 10 if you want to rate the story itself. It's just like, it's kind of exactly what you would expect. You meet people, you get stronger, you do objectives, and you beat up demons, right? It's just like, do that, that, do that, do that. You meet someone new, you get a new power up maybe, you beat up a demon. You chase some people, you meet someone new, you get a power up maybe, you beat up a demon. You lost a power up, you beat up some people, you chase a demon, right? You beat up a demon, right? It's not that surprising. There are some twists, there are some turns, but the twists and turns are kind of within expectations, and you kind of go like, okay. In my opinion, the very end of the story, it kind of got kind of weak because of how it ended, but you'll probably have your own conclusion on that. Some people love how it ended, some people hate it. I thought it just made the entire journey seem a little goofy, and that's probably where it loses some points, because the ending of the main campaign is just like, oh, okay, so that we could do that. Gotcha. If we could do that, why'd we do this? It's like, if we could have done this thing, why did we end up doing this other thing? If we had this capability, why did we do it this way? It's like, logically, the story just kind of gets jumbled up and it seems goofy, but it's still a good story overall, and it is still beautifully done, right? Every cinematic, every cutscene is so great in the story, so that is definitely something Blizzard is always amazing at. They have one, I think, like 8-9 minute cutscene. It's a full cinematic, right? All like fully pre-rendered, whatnot, and it's like beautiful. It's pretty much an 8-minute short movie. And oh god, that was the best Blizzard cutscene I've seen in quite some time, because they're really good at getting pre-rendered like cinematics made very well, right? Even in-engine stuff looks good, but it's nowhere comparable to like a straight up fully 3D rendered movie that they do with CGI and whatnot. I don't know what they use half the time, right? Maybe they use a bit of this, a bit of that, or who they contract to, right? It's great stuff. So overall, let's just finish off the review here. I know everyone wants to play the game. Everyone's busy. Would I buy the game? Yes. Is the game worth your money? Yes. Is the cash shop good? No. I do have a video looking at the cash shop, and it's shitty and overpriced. For me, the game's about $90 Canadian, and the skins cost about $35 for a full skin pack, anywhere from $20 to $35. Is it worth it? I don't think so, but is the game itself worth it, even buying like the pre-access, early access stuff? Hell yeah, dude, it's a good game. Diablo's always fun. Blizzard might be a shit company, and Bobby Kotick might be trash, but at least Diablo is still fun. I played a lot of Diablo 3. Diablo 2 probably came out when I was about 3 or 4 years old, so I barely existed at that time, so it wasn't really a game I played, right? But played a lot of Blizzard games overall with old WoW classics, surprisingly. I could mooch some of that, and eventually I got my own account when I think Burning Crusade came out, and you know what? Yeah, played a lot of games in my time, and I'm happy that they released another Diablo game that is good, fun, enjoyable, and people are liking. So I would 100% recommend it. Most people probably would. There's a lot you can do, and you can throw probably hundreds easily of hours into a game like this, without a doubt. Thousands if you really like this type of gameplay, right? Because there are 5 classes, there's a lot to explore, there's a lot to unlock, and there's a lot of theory crafting to try out. Maybe some regular people will try a couple characters, maybe play 100 hours if they want to max out, get high-level characters, fully paragoned out, fully legendaried with uniques or aspects, all their aspects, right? Yeah, if you want to fully kit out, you're going to put a lot of time in. But if you kind of get bored later on, you're just like, oh, I'm good after the story. Yeah, fair enough. It's still a good game, and I would recommend it overall. I'm going to be streaming a ton of Diablo 4 on Twitch and YouTube, so check me out if you want to. Follow, like, and check out all the socials in the description below. Thank you, and let me know if you're going to buy the game, if you've bought the game, and how you're liking it. Cheers.